Do you remember years ago, I think it was in the 1970s, there was a film called The Day After. It was a post-apocalyptic nuclear drama where the survivors envied the dead. I think it was set in America. People woke up, or somehow came to be aware that they were alive amongst this rubble and devastation and fire and just absolute death of everything. And they began to envy the dead. How many people are waking up the day after Theresa's resignation has been announced, the day after her appearance on the speech, on the steps of Number 10, the day after the tears, the day after the resignation, tears in that resignation? How many people are waking up then, feeling that maybe even they would perhaps envy the dead? Yesterday, how many children got up from sleeping on the floor in a bed and breakfast? How many of those children actually, because their parents were eating from food banks, how many of them even had a breakfast before they went to some underfunded, understaffed, falling apart physically in terms of buildings and decor, underfunded in terms of books and supplies, school? That was the day after for them. What was the day after like for homeless people? Okay, the weather's improving a little bit, but what's the day after been like for, as somebody, Chucky Mark, mentioned he saw when he went to the Calais jungle, the refugee camp? What was the day after like for a man he met there, who I think he had said had been somewhere in the Midlands? He'd gone to the job centre to sign on because he was unemployed, and the next thing he knew, he was slapped, bracelets on, handcuffed, in an aeroplane all the way over to France because he was deported, because he was regarded as being here illegally. He was completely separated from his family, even though he'd lived here for years and years and years and years. He woke up in a tent in the Calais jungle, uncertain of food, uncertain of sanitation, uncertain of water. He woke up in a tent in a wood, I believe, near a motorway. What's the day after her resignation going to be like for them? What's the day after her resignation speech like for people still waiting to be rehoused after Grenfell? People still waiting to know if their tower block will be renovated in a way that means that there is no cladding on it that will spread fire. What's the day after her resignation going to be like for them? What are you feeling the day after? What are you feeling that day, today and the day after? I feel scared. I feel scared that some other right-wing bozo, I mean, obviously I'm thinking about Bozo the Clown, but if it isn't Bozo the Clown, it might be Gove, might be Pob, might be Ledson. It might be any one of these disgusting little people who really just want to make it good for the rich, great for the corporations, but bad for everybody else. Plan poverty. It's not the day after plan poverty. It's the day after. It's the day after the day after for her resignation. Yeah, but it's not the day after plan poverty. That stays in place. It's not the day after transfer to non-working universal credit, that stays in place. One other thing, and then I'll stop, okay, because I have a video out from 2 days ago as well. In fact, from yesterday. She refers to Nicholas Winton in her speech. Already, Nicholas's daughter has been on absolutely hammering her for referring to her father, who was part of the Kindertransport and the Kindertransport, the man who helped with the Red Cross and Bernadotte and all that lot, to actually get Jewish children out of Czechoslovakia and away from being slaughtered by the Nazis. He helped. May quotes him as giving her some, quote, useful advice about the politics of compromise. Just think about who she's quoting, though, for a second. Think about what she did when she was asked and told, actually, Britain could take more child refugees. Britain could take more refugees in general. People fleeing conflict, bombs, decimation of their country, violence, people fleeing oppression by oppressive leaders. And she quotes advice she was given by Nicholas Winton, somebody who welcomed refugees. Think about that. The day after. Don't know about you, but I'm scared. I'm fighting back. Of course, I'll always fight back. Fighting back's what I do. It's what I'll do until I draw my last breath. I saw a brown envelope come through our letterbox this morning as well. Okay, nothing serious, but brown envelopes make this beat faster. Brown envelopes make me scared, like they still do a lot of people in this country. Have a great day, and just really consider, 1, who May's tears were for, and 2, the real nature of any legacy she leaves behind.